Anything negative to say about this, I will block you, okay? Tell me why I just go puffed toilet paper in essential and just hand soap in essential, nothing else, for $38 fucking dollars. I don't have a car. It's freezing. I had just gotten back from the store to go grocery shopping, completely forgot that I needed those things. And GoPuff, hate to say it, they are very reliable lately. I get shit delivered in like 15, 20 minutes. We're about to have a freeze in Texas. Oh my God, we're such pussies. That's a whole other conversation. But I needed those two things. I completely ran out of soap, out of toilet paper. $38? Where is this country heading? Seriously. It, like, I just, I don't even have words. I'm pissed off. Could I have walked to another grocery store and paid half? Sure, but I don't have a car, so I'm very used to like paying for convenience of delivery, and I'm so grateful that I can do it. But 38 fucking. If you have anything negative to say,
The thing is, with just basic essentials getting so expensive, like that's like the last straw or the last nail in the coffin as far as like where the country is headed as far as inflation and how bad things are going to get here in America. And it's not the Americans people's fault. It's just greed and big companies and the super rich wanting to get more, 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 more. And what has happened is that the greed from those or that certain group of people is putting a stronghold on the United States, and ultimately what it's going to do is that it's going to come back and bite the super rich, because once it get things get to a point here in the country where people can't survive and can't make it off, afford to even go buy regular essentials, it's going to put a strangle or it's going to create a bottleneck to where the money and the profits of these big companies are going to drop dramatically. And hence, this is where AI comes in. They are using AI to hedge that drop in inflation. And so, what the American people need to do is figure out, okay, what can I do to survive this and come out on the other side so I don't get lost and left behind? Like, rent is rising faster than wages. People working 2 and 3 jobs and still falling behind. And it's drowning the average American person. And it's just too far gone to adjust. And when you have a limited amount of resources or a limited amount of what you can and can't do, you can't just change and flip on a whim to adjust to a major economic downturn. And I don't think that's fair for the average American person. It's not right. And but at the same time, it's too little too late. So we got to figure it out. And the crazy part about it, like, companies' profit margins are at an all time high while all of this is going on. And I know a lot of average Americans don't pay attention to the stock market, but go and do some research and look at how many times the stock market has hit an all-time high just this year alone, and it's going to blow your mind, and you will realize like what's really going on. Those the 1% and the people smart enough to be invested in the markets are steady moving forward. They are steady getting ahead, but the poor and lower middle class are steady falling behind. And so it's just becoming a massive shift of wealth. The wealth was already lopsided in this country, but the momentum and the shift is happening now is going to be life changing. Like, this is going to affect America for decades to come, and this is going to be the new America. It's not going back to what it used to be. And I keep harping about AI and robotics. AI and robotics. If you know somebody that works in the Amazon factory or Amazon distribution center, they will tell you that 90% of that labor is done through machines and automated machines and conveyor belts and robots moving pallets of packages and this, that, and the other. And as AI continues to come online, human labor will no longer be needed. That's why people need to try to adjust and figure out what type of trade they can get in. Concrete finishers, electricians, block layers. Those are going to be, that's going to bring back the blue collar jobs here in the United States. And I think that's hence what the current administration is trying to do. That's why they are trying to deport a lot of the immigrants out of here that took a lot of those jobs. So what they want to do is, because they know those will be the last surviving jobs here in the United States. So they want to put Americans back in those types of jobs. Will it work? I don't know, because the young generation of Americans now have been pre-programmed not to work. But you either gonna sink or swim here moving forward. So young people are going to have to figure out something, because there aren't any jobs for them out here other than a fast food restaurant, and that's not giving a young person not even enough money to put gas in their car every week or every 2 weeks. So things are drastically changing, and people need to pay attention to what's going on and get with the program.
Insane. Buying a home right now, prices are insane. You should be able to admit that. It shouldn't matter your current state in life. It shouldn't matter how you vote. You should be able to just admit, you know what? It sucks that right now to buy a decent 12-pack of toilet paper that doesn't scrape my ass when I wipe cost $16. You should be able to admit that buying a gallon of milk cost almost $4, and then that sucks. That's not ideal. These aren't crazy thoughts that people have. These aren't just thoughts that people have that are in debt up to their eyeballs, that are struggling. These aren't thoughts because then don't have kids. Anyone, it doesn't matter who you are, or how many kids you have, or how much money you make, or where you live, or how you vote. You should be able to admit that the prices right now aren't fair and that something should change. And if you can't admit that, then you're the problem.
And this is such a very strong point. She is speaking a lot of truth. Americans have gotten so caught up in freaking politics that they not paying attention to what's going on, and that's affecting all of us together at the same time. This isn't just affecting the rich, it's affecting the poor, the rich, the middle class. It's affecting everybody. The only difference is that people with money, it doesn't bother them as much because they can afford it. So it's all hurting everyone all at once, and people need to wake up and stop focusing on so much on politics and just figure out how to survive as Americans and work together as Americans. But trying to reach 100,000 subscribers, I appreciate everyone's support. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I will talk to y'all soon.